while I'm trying to go on that journey of making my first film and some short films, thought I might as well talk to anyone that wants to watch and listen. Here's my five movies that made me want to be a filmmaker and why. And this isn't a best movie list. This isn't about being right. It's about these are the films that rewired my brain. These are the movies that changed how I look at stories, how I write stories, and why I'm trying to finally make my own. Alright, film one was 1968, Planet of the Apes. This changed everything for me, this film. This film means everything to me and my favourite of all time. It's about concepts, twists, and meaning. Seeing this as a kid, the masks that they were wearing, the apes looked amazing. I couldn't believe what I was seeing on film. I'm fascinated with masks. Masks are just amazing in films. Horrors, whatever. But watching this as a kid, not even knowing what a twist was, made the ending so special for me. I didn't see it as a twist, I just saw it as that was a cool story. The whole time travel concept, amazing. All the little bits and pieces that you see in this film when you're seeing the clock in the ship and everything. Discovering a new land when they get off the ship. The apes, the social commentary, it all equals mind-blowing. The whole scene in the courthouse, see no evil, hear no evil. It's perfect script writing. And Dr. Zaius, how dirty he is, hiding the truth. This is probably why I obsess over endings and meanings in movies. Shock without a point doesn't really do too much for me in film. I love it when there's a meaning behind the whole thing, and we don't know it until the end. And this was the original reason why I like that concept. God damn, I love this movie. Now remember, these are my five favourite movies of all time, except for the first one, Planet of the Apes, which is my actual number one movie of all time. These are the ones that made me want to make film. And the reason this is one of my favourite horrors, one of the favourite horrors, and my favourite Friday the 13th, because it's a location-based horror. Isolation. And there was rules with the killings, the way they get knocked off one by one. There was a reason. It was also a who's done it. It's Friday the 13th, part 1, 1980, my favourite Friday the 13th. Not everyone's favourite, because Jason isn't in it until he jumps out of the water. Which is, again, another awesome twist ending. Tom Savini's work that he does in it is just absolutely amazing. But what I love about it is the camp in the middle of nowhere. I love camp movies. It reminds me of Australia. It reminds me of when we went to school and all the camp areas. It reminds me of watching Fortress when I was younger. 1985 Aussie movie. Watch it. There's no escape for them. They're getting knocked off one by one. But there's a reason. But we don't know it until the end. Again, the twist. It's like my scripts that I write now are constantly out in the bush or out back somewhere in Australia. Hardly anything happens indoors with all my scripts, and I've got a fair few. And they just keep revolving around being outdoors in the bush, because I blame this a bit. Horror doesn't need monsters. The place can be the villain. So this is probably why so many of my ideas live outside in the bush, because isolation scares me more than anything. I love Friday the 13th, the first movie. And what Tom Savini did in the effects in this means so much to me, this film. The third film that made me really want to be a filmmaker, and the one that kicked me up the arse and said, do it, and I still sat 26 years before I even started buying all my props and getting everything ready, was Blair Witch Project, and I touched on this in one of my other videos. Let me tell you about walking out of the cinemas with my friends. We all walked, when we had to walk home to where we're going, we all walked into the grave. We had to walk through the graveyard, man, and we're all talking about it. We're all scaring each other, talking about this film, because this was brought to us thinking that it was real. It was a found footage movie which blew our minds. It was so simplistic, this film, and it left us all with disbelief, especially the ending. This really was the first time I said, I can do this. Yeah, Friday the 13th, Tom Savini's practical events just blows me away. And that's the way I want to do it, with no CGI. This as well was so Less is more. And not because it was perfect, because it was clever. A lot of people hate it, but they might not have that experience of going to the cinemas where internet wasn't really freaking too much here for us. We got freaking tricked like hell. And I said, I can do this. I want to do this. I need to make some found footage movies, and this was like the first found footage movie I've seen. And I did nothing. Low budget didn't matter. Equipment didn't matter. It was all about the story and belief. That's what mattered. This movie at the time didn't just scare me, it gave me permission. That's why I love this movie so much, because this movie, again, this is a movie that changed my life and made me really want to pick up that camera. When you think of a 10 out of 10 movie that the storytelling and the dialogue is amazing. And this isn't horror, but it matters. Stand By Me really matters to me. It's about kids walking off as friends through the bush. There's the bush again. There's the bush again. I didn't think of that. But to go find a dead body. The dialogue in this movie never leaves your head. It's about 4 friends that are all totally different. They've all got different stories. We're hearing their stories. We're learning about them as they're going to find the end goal, the dead body. That's told to you from the start. We know what this plot is, and that's what the plot is they're going to do. But we're getting to learn about them as the movie goes on. Friendship under pressure. The train bridge scene is just amazing. Some of the friends, they want to walk right around. The others, don't be a pussy. Let's go across the bridge. That'd be me. Let's go across the bridge. Fuck it. Just to get us all in trouble. Stakes without spectacle. What this movie taught me was story over plot. Characters over the event. It really became that, because we knew they were going to find that dead body, but it all became about the characters. The meaning of this movie lives longer than the shocks. This is why I care so much about characters when I've been writing my scripts. And even in horror, if you don't care about your characters, then nothing works. Unless they're the quick kills that you want to just quickly get off screen. You know what I mean, your main characters. Love this movie. 10 out of 10. Brilliant storytelling and narrative. What kicked me up the arse was Terrifier 3. I mentioned this in Why I Want to Be a Filmmaker, but let me explain a little bit more why. Terrifier 3 really put that boot back up my arse since I've seen Blair Witch at the cinemas. This is not praise or critique on this film. It's about why I was sitting in the cinemas, watching and listening to people react, and watching videos that people had put online of people watching the film reacting. And then I could only just remember what I said years ago when I said when I was younger, I need to make a film before I die. I want to make a film that makes people faint, vomit, and be sick in the cinemas and talk about it forever. That's what I'm sitting there going, damn it, they got there before me. Because I've been sitting on my freaking thumbs for 26 years. Someone achieved my teenage goal. I'm not jealous. I clapped. I'm proud. It's just the realization. And it's true. That's what scared me. What scared me wasn't the movie. It was realizing I haven't even tried. I love this film. It's not a 10 out of 10. But this is a movie that kicked me up the arse and helped me want to start making my films. So all those films, you know, concepts, locations, bush, permission, story, regret turning into action. These movies just didn't inspire me. They shaped how I think, how I write. I don't know what my stuff's going to look like on film, and if it's bad, damn, at least I tried. If I can get a Troll 2 moment, if it's bad, that'll be okay. But these shaped me how I think, and I'm done thinking about it. We're gonna start making films now. These 5 movies are where they helped me come from, and I hope we can get some positive support on the way. Nah, if it's shit, bag it. At least if it's gonna be shit, I'll try and make it Troll 2 fun shit. Let's look in that direction. Alright, like, subscribe.
Popcorn. Blood popcorn. Love.